What's going on, guys? It's P. Gambo, and in today's episode I'm going to be sharing with you guys my newly unlocked HMI. I had my HMI pulled out of my 2016 Chevy Silverado and sent it off to White Auto and Media Services, or WAMS for short, to get it unlocked and open up some new features for my truck. The HMI stands for Human Machine Interface. It's the box that is responsible for what you see on your radio screen. And for those of you that have a 2014 to 2015 and some 2016 trucks, if you have a 2.0 HMI, there is a specific upgrade path for you guys to upgrade to the 2.5 hardware and gain these features that I'm going to show with you guys today. Now, the HMI is actually installed behind the upper glove box on the truck, so I'm going to get this installed for you guys today and show you what the features you can gain with this upgrade. Now, the company that did it, WAMS, and I'll provide the link down below, they've been performing this services for quite some time. They recently came to market with this mod in 2013 as they introduced it into the first generation Cadillac Q, and since then they've been doing some fantastic upgrades and features and unlocks for the Silverado, Sierra, and the SUV platforms, and pretty much any of the vehicles made by GM that has an HMI. And so let's go and get this installed. Again, it lives behind the upper glove box, and we're going to go ahead and get it installed now. If you do end up performing this mod and you remove your HMI, for some of the older trucks like the 14 to 16 Silverado or Sierra, or even the SUVs, if you remove the HMI and your truck does not start, check out my channel. I do have a video that shows you what you need to do so that you can send your HMI off to get unlocked and still be able to drive your truck. So let's go ahead and get this installed now. All right, so the HMI is installed behind the upper glove box. You don't need to remove the upper glove box. You only need to remove the lower. So the lower glove box will have two Torx T15 bolts, two up top, and there'll be two down here at the bottom. I've already removed it on mine. Once you remove those bolts, essentially the glove box just kind of pops off just like that, and the HMI is going to live up behind the upper glove box. And so, as you can see, I've reinstalled my HMI. You just simply disconnect the connections and reconnect the connections to be able to get that reinstalled. And so let's go ahead and get the truck started, and we'll go over the features. So now the HMI is installed, we'll go ahead and start the truck. Now remember that when your HMI is removed and disconnected, you will have a dark screen until you reinstall your HMI. And so again, that HMI is responsible for what you see on the screen. So let's talk about the features. The first feature I wanted to talk about is going to be called restriction in motion. And GM implemented some lockout features so that when you are in gear, there are certain things that you cannot do on your radio screen. So I'm going to go into gear here. We are in drive. And the first feature that I wanted to share with you guys is that if you have factory navigation, the ability to key in an address while in drive is locked out. Again, for safety reasons, GM doesn't want you to be interfacing with your radio while you're in drive. But what happens if you have a passenger? Your passenger can now input this information while in gear. It's kind of a neat feature. You don't have to stop and pull over and go to park. You can do this all while in drive. This feature is also referred to sometimes as VIM, or video in motion. So if you have a factory DVD or Blu-ray system, you can pop in a DVD or Blu-ray disc and have the ability to watch a movie. If you've got kids or passengers, you can keep them entertained with a movie playing while in drive. Obviously, we want to be practicing safe driving, right? So this is a feature for your passengers and not for the driver. If you have a USB flash drive and the ability to play movies, this will also give you the ability to play those movies while in drive as well. So the next feature I want to talk about is this new camera button. This camera button gives me the ability to call up my reverse camera at any given point in time. Keep in mind, for this feature to operate correctly, there is an additional harness you're going to need. I do build and supply this harness, so if you end up performing this mod, reach out to me for that additional harness. So what this does is it allows me to pull up my camera at any given point in time. I'm currently in park. If I go to reverse, the camera works just like it does from the factory. Notice I've got an extra bonus grid line here. This is what your truck currently comes with. There's a new center grid line, so if you're trying to align and back into a trailer, that can help with aligning your trailer to your hitch receiver. If I go to drive, the camera view goes away. And what this does is that while in drive, I can still call up my camera. Now I've got a 25-second timer on the upper right corner for safety reasons, but if you want to take a quick peek while you're driving, you're pulling a trailer, you want to see what's going on, or you just want to see what's going on behind you in general, you can pull up that camera at any given point in time. While in drive, you've got a 25-second timer. Once the timer expires, it goes back to this screen, and then you can call that up as many times as you like. What's nice about this feature is we can now incorporate some neat things, like if you wanted to add a front camera, we can add a front camera and have a switchable toggle switch, so you can switch between your front and reverse camera. So the next feature I want to talk about is this video button. Now earlier in the video, I had mentioned that if your truck came from the factory with the Blu-ray and DVD disc player, you will have this video button, and the restriction in motion bypass will allow you to watch movies while in drive. But for those of you that you only have a CD player, you don't have the entertainment system, you will not have that video button, you will have a CD player. Now, if you want to go through this upgrade process and successfully retrofit the factory DVD and Blu-ray disc, I will say that there is a significant amount of hardware changes that need to take place. The disc player itself is different. Your truck will come with a CD player. You will have to get a factory GM DVD Blu-ray disc player. That player needs to get programmed to operate in your truck. The screen itself is different. For CD player-based trucks, the screen is different than the DVD player-based trucks, in that this screen will have chips and logic built into it to decode the disc. So once you get the hardware requirements squared away, the new player, the new screen, the programming for the player, there is going to be wiring changes that need to take place from your HMI to the disc player itself, from the disc player to the radio, and to the screen. So if you go down the path of getting the video button added, but you don't do the hardware requirement changes, the button will just be a dead button. You go to push the button, nothing will happen. If you go through the complete integration and you hit the button, you'll get access to your DVD movie. And again, if we go to drive, that movie will continue to play while in drive. Next feature to talk about is going to be the ability to play movies from a flash drive. For 2017 and later trucks, GM removed the ability to play movies from a flash drive. If you have a 14 to 16 truck, you have the ability. 17 and later, GM removed it. So here I've got a 16 gig flash drive. I've got a movie on it. We're going to go ahead and plug it in. And so now I've got the ability to play movies from a flash drive restored, and I am still currently in drive, and that movie is playing. If you have a 2014 to 2016, you do have the ability to play movies, but it only works in part. So again, for the older trucks, if you do want to get this service, there is an upgrade path for you guys. Also, the movie playback format, when you get the unlock, gives you the ability to play different formats, AVI and DivX. This particular movie is formatted as MP4. So the last feature I want to talk about is with your navigation. While your HMI is getting unlocked, you can have a request feature add-on to get the latest map update. This is a $49.99 update or add-on charge. It is half of what GM charges for a map update. So while your HMI is off and getting unlocked, you can request to have that feature added on. Well, that does it for today, guys. If you have any questions about this HMI unlock service, please check out the links below in the description to White Auto and Media Services. They provide a fantastic job in being able to unlock these neat features for your truck. Until next time, guys, this is P. Gamboa. We'll see you next time.